What's up, guys? It's been a long time coming. Actually, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. But as we go into the season 1, chapter 2 with my brother Octavian, aka the Octo Show, that he's getting up off the ground, dive in it with us as we talk about how do you really believe in yourself, the things that you can do to believe in yourself, and the experiences that we went through to believe in ourselves. So, you know, put down your little book, put down your sheet of paper, put down your pen, plug in those earphones, and listen to what we have to say. It might be kind of long, but guarantee you'll get something from it. But this is the BTS. How do you believe in yourself? Featuring Octavian Wells, and more on the way. Catch you later.
Warning. Please ignore my microphone quality on my end. I was still learning, and this is just talk with my brother. So please focus on the content and just take as much as you can from it. Stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Where the T, where the S, put it together, BTS, ooh, BTS, behind the scenes.
How you doing, brother? Welcome to the show, behind the scenes, off the track series. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. What's good? What's good?
Not much, man. Give a little introduction about yourself, man. It's your first time on the show.
Hey, man.
Maybe a lot of people know you.
Yes,
right?
man. Yes, man. Well, my name is Octavian Wells. I am a junior at Loyola University. I'm running track and field over there too, and I'm just doing a lot of incredible things for the community in Chicago and for the brotherhood.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I heard you did some amazing things. Obviously, I'm your brother. But what did you accomplish in high school, man? You gotta let that be known. You can't be so humble all the time, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, actually, this dude, right? State champion
for sure.
400, right?
For sure.
Going to Loyola, had an incredible start off to the season.
Yeah.
And anything else you
I mean, you know, that was all cool. You know, I won state my senior year of high school. That was pretty rad. But, you know, my first 2 years at college, you know, was pretty tough with injuries and everything. And, you know, and that's just taught me something. You know, just taught me something about life and everything, is that everything's not going to go your way. You know, I was, senior year, I was on top of the world. You know, my freshman year of college, I'm thinking this is going to be easy breezy, beautiful. Right? I'm thinking. And, you know, I worked hard and everything, but it's just I was overworking myself. And I was thinking that, you know, I wasn't really being smart with my body. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to, you know, just certain reps. And, we can get into that, you know, a little bit later. But, you know, it's definitely a whole backstory. But it's definitely, you know, a blessing being a state champion and, you know, being able to do all that. You know, it's beautiful.
I like that, man. It actually ties into what we're going to be talking about. Do you believe in yourself, man?
Yeah.
Do you believe in yourself? Why do you think a lot of athletes don't believe in themselves?
Yeah. Well, for me personally, I have to say when I was coming up in the sports field, you know, it was kind of tough for me, you know, because I would just solely rely on my, you know, skills and on my talents. And I would just be like, okay, that's what's going to carry me. But I wasn't really realizing that your mental is huge in anything that you do, not just in sports, not just in track, but just in life. You know, and I had to really understand that if I want to be the greatest at anything, you know what I'm saying, I have to really love myself. It's not even, you know, it's like really just, it's more than believing in yourself. It's about loving yourself in like a serious level more than anybody. You know what I'm saying? So that's something I had to really, you know, really understand for myself, because nobody was going to do that for me. And I think that's what helped me, you know, a lot. But yeah,
I understand that, man. When I think about athletes not really believing in themselves, obviously our family's full of athletes, and I even went through that, man. But I feel like it comes with a lack of preparation.
Exactly.
A lack of preparation. If you're not putting in the work to get yourself on top, you know deep inside here.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Facts.
Okay? And it's just a revelation to yourself, like, man, I know I'm not putting in the work. Like, I don't know if I can do this. But that moment when I start putting in that work, when I step on the track, when I step on the court, no matter what it is, I know that, bro. Come on now. I've been putting in all this training.
Yeah.
You must be
Yeah, I do feel that because there's most people in this sport. I mean, there's people in this sport that just have straight talent, and they don't even have to do the whole 100% hours a week or 7 days a week practice. They can just go out on the field. I knew guys who were just super fast, and they didn't do what I was doing. I was doing a lot of work and a lot of things that, a lot of people wasn't doing. On the days off and everything. But I mean, yeah.
So what did you do in your days off? How did you overcome that barrier? Because we all go through that barrier. Maybe not the top athletes, but I'm pretty sure you and I, we have a similarity. We had to overcome that hump. So how did you overcome your hump? How did you overcome that stagnant?
Just like with the injuries, or
no, just like with the believing in yourself, man. Like, what was your changing point? Like,
what was my changing point? I just
turning point?
Just like seeing, just certain people like in my life just kind of just being stagnant, like what you were talking about. And that's from the main source of just not understanding who you are. A lot of people don't know who they are. Me, I try to sit down in silence, and I'm getting better at it. I haven't been the best recently, but, every day, I'm trying to sit down in silence and figure out, what do I do when I'm just super relaxed? What do I do when I'm just sitting down? How does my body react when I'm just staring at a person for like five minutes? Do I get angry? Do I get mad? Just learning about yourself is huge. And throughout life, throughout me just growing up, back in high school, it's honestly really a blur. I was just like just doing whatever, whatever, just kind of being clueless, and if I could go back, I would have taken like a lot of relationships more seriously, just in my personal life with friends and certain things like that, because, that's just very important. Just having those people around you. Because me, I was just always like, track, school. If you ain't rocking, if you ain't rocking, if you are, you are. I'm going to continue on my, on my path.
Your path for legendariness.
Yeah. So it's just like with me now, it's like I'm more in tune with people, I'm more in tune with connecting, I'm more in tune with just life in general. Like I wake up every day and I'm like, what's this page going to be? Is it going to be, a negative page? Is it going to be a positive page? Like what's going to be on my page today? Because that's huge for me, and I want my story and I want my legacy.
What's going to be on your page today? I like that, man.
I want my story and I want my legacy to be like, like I want like our names to be remembered, And even though like life, like if you think about it, everything is temporary. If you really think about it, everything is temporary. Like if we go back 100, we're not going to be like, nobody's going to remember any of this, like 100 years from now. That's how we got to live. Like nobody's going to remember any of this. So we got to live like that. Like everything is temporary. And that's when we love more. That's when we, go harder. Because this is like oblique. We only here for like 80. Think about 80 years in the span of life. Just like in the span of like this universe. That's like a bleep of. That's like you close your eyes over. So if we spend but listen. But if we spend like 40 plus years like just caring about what caring about what all these people are thinking, it's just like that's. You're wasting time. And I feel like the mental gets involved. Like if people just shut off their brains and go with what their heart are thinking and with what their hearts really want, I feel like people, and that's something I'm trying to work on. I'm not the greatest. I'm just speaking of this because it's something I'm working on every day. And when I speak of it, it comes to fruition, as you know. So yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I was kind of deterring away from the question, but
no, man. I mean, all that correlates. All that correlates to who you are and what you believe in.
Yeah.
Do you believe that this is all temporary? Do you believe that you have all the time in the world?
What do you believe in? What do you believe in when it comes to the concept of everything is temporary?
Well, I agree. You're my brother. I mean, we evolve around the same concept, man. And I mean, I was in high school. I remember even playing basketball. My junior and sophomore year, I'm like, man, we got one more year left. Then all of a sudden, it's my senior year. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah.
We ain't really got no time left.
Exactly.
Everyone's saying we have so much time left. Yes, you hear people saying that, you ain't got this much time, but yes, we have all the time, but really we don't.
and you see this our situation with our family and things that are going on with our family, like that's even helping me more understand that, hey, I gotta just get stuff done now.
Exactly.
I can't be waiting until I'm 30. I can't be waiting until I'm 21. These are crucial times.
Thanks.
I treat like high school is 4 years of your life. College is 4 years of life. What are you gonna do the next 4 years of your life? Because that's gonna be crucial. Your setup for your family.
Facts.
What are you gonna be doing the next 4 years of your life after college?
That's
going to be your foundation. That's going to be your
real.
foundation. We get stuck in our ways, and yes, we want to evolve and be open-minded, blah, blah, blah. But theoretically, the more we get older, the more we get stuck in our ways. And I mean, stuck in my ways in a sense of, okay, I know what's right and wrong. I know how to adapt. Okay, if I know how to adapt, I know what's right and wrong, I'm going to be able to communicate with anybody.
Right.
Okay, but I want those. Those are hard to do. Not everyone can do those.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just helping me just making sure I'm doing stuff now. Not waiting, not getting stagnant. As I'm gonna repeat through all my episodes. I'm gonna try to keep growing. Do it now. I get so caught up in.
Why do you think people don't have that do it now like men?
Because they think they have all the time in the world, man. We're young.
Right.
We're 21, 18, 24, 25 years old.
Right.
We don't realize that 30's right around the corner. Just like you said, in the blink of an eye, I'm going to be looking back at this moment.
Yeah. Facts.
I'm going to be saying, man, I was doing that with my brother. We're going to be going back to podcasts. We're going to save everyone, but there's going to be a moment where we're going to get together for hopefully, you know, God permits us more time, but we're going to be looking back at, man, let's bring up some episodes that we were doing back in the day.
Facts, man.
What were we doing when we got out of college? What were we doing as a family? What were we doing as brothers?
So you know, for me, since I'm a junior and I'm about to be a senior next year, and you already graduated, like, what do you think for me, like, what's the first steps for after I graduate? Like, what do I need to do in order to be on this path, on this 4-year path that you're talking about? Like, what do I need to do?
Well, Tavy, I feel like you have a lot of connections, man. You have a lot of charisma with people. People love to be around you. Take advantage of that. I didn't take advantage of that when I was in college, man. I was straight, like how I did in high school. I was straight track school. Track school.
Mm-hmm.
So when we talk about those connections, I didn't really develop a lot of connection. And I guess I was stuck in my ways in the sense of, man, if no one's working as hard as me, why am I going to be around those people? And it's hard to find those people. Mm-hmm. But then again, you can't be so picky. You got to understand people too. You got to open up yourself to people too, and maybe you can help them. And I didn't realize that. I realized that late. I thank God that I'm trying to capture it now before it gets away from me, before my memories get away from me. You know, I'm trying to capture that now. So capture it now. You're a junior. Mm-hmm. Capture all your connections now. You already know. Mm-hmm. Whatever you wish for in high school, do it in college.
What do you say? Because, you know, me, sometimes I think that just creating all these sort of meaningless relationships is just tiring. You know, like me, the people that I have in my life now are potent people that I know is going to be around for a while. And it's like, you know, because you said that you were just focused on, you know, school and track, right? And you had a good friend named Caleb, right?
Yeah.
And was that like your main guy?
Yeah, that was my main dude. You know, he was a hurdler. We hurdled against each other every day in practice.
How did you guys spark? How did you guys?
Actually, we hated each other. And that's why I'm about to get in an episode with him about just how crucial friendships are in your sport.
Yeah.
You know, I did not like him before. You know, I thought he was trying. I'll tell him.
I have a similar situation with somebody. You know, I have a similar situation.
Sabotaged me, you know. He was a sophomore. I was a freshman. I was coming in. I wanted to get good. He's like, see, I don't know if you should do that. I'm like,
no, you should do what? No, you should do what?
Like doing extra stuff on the hurdles, because that's how I learned.
Right.
You know, that's how I got better. But he didn't know that. So he's like, you don't need to be doing all this extra stuff because of his experience his freshman year. So I didn't know that really. So I took it as an offense. I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Don't be telling me stuff. Like, I know what I need to do to get better. I know what I need to do to get better.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm just going to be doing an episode on him of how crucial friendships are and relationships are in your sport. But but when they have the same mindset or something similar.
Yeah.
When they have something similar. Not saying that we have to have everything in common.
Facts.
Okay? Because theoretically, we can't grow like that either.
Right.
Okay? So, but just something that keeps the relationship driving. We wanted to get better at hurdles, and that's what kept our friendship together. Mm-hmm. You know, I knew what he was better than me at, but I knew at the end of the day what I was better than him at. But the key is learning how you can work with people to make yourself better in those weaker parts. Like, he was good out the blocks. I wasn't. I know I can beat him 10 hurdles. Yeah. I know I can beat him 6 hurdles, but that's not my goal. Why am I thinking like that?
So you guys built most of your relationship off of like competition, and then it sort of built into like, oh, like we're both trying to be good. Let's, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, he wanted to beat me. He thought he was better. You know, everyone has that pride. No matter how many events I won, no matter how many national championships I won, he's always gonna say like, "Dude, see, I can beat you."
Okay, because I see like you had a lot of friends in high school. I had like close.
I didn't have close. Nah, bro.
But you had like those close. Like you had the close friends where you could knock on the door and be like, "What's up?"
We're talking about 2 to 3.
Okay, like that's really. I mean, that's majority. Right. The rest is acquaintances. So it's like because I feel like you and Kayla's relationship was different than any other relationship that I've seen with you with anybody else. Like it was like, even when y'all would, have those little arguments or anything, I saw like, because usually people would hold grudges and stuff, but y'all was just so what made him sort of, besides like, sort of being that guy that's like, hey, don't do that. Like what made him different than everybody else?
That kid at heart, man.
Right.
That kid at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Not taking things so seriously. Yes, I'm a serious guy, but I need to learn when to have fun. If you can't have fun around people, if you can't tap into that, again, I love saying kid at heart because that's truly what I love to watch cartoons. Yeah. I love to do that. I love to watch anime. I love
and never stop doing that.
And I will never stop doing that. I'm gonna be watching it with my
kids. Because personally, I feel that once you start to lose that, that's when you start to lose creativeness, lose your arts. Like most of the people that are creating our music, like Kanye West, all these people, it's basically they're just big kids who are doing this stuff that they were doing at like 15 that they're just doing it they're making money now, and they're not stopping their creativeness. I feel like when you stop like thinking, like obviously like, thinking like a kid, there's some, parameters to that. There's some consequences to that. But like, if you know how to balance the two, like know how to be serious, know how to, be kiddish, it can work out to your benefit. Like I know for a fact, like with me, I can't be around, like if you too serious, I can't be around you for more than like, it's like in and out with me and you. It's like straight business, and I have those people in my life that's like straight business with you. And then I have those people in my life where it's a little half. I see like sometimes, but I haven't really discerned and I don't feel like, sitting here and vetting you. And there's some people that just get it. They just get it. Like automatically you can sit down with them and the chemistry is like, like they know, like, even when you are being like, they know like when you like, they just know it. And those are the people that I fall in love with immediately. Like even with the girl that I'm with now, it's just like, just the chemistry that we have is just insane, and just me, because I go more off of vibes. Like I go more energies and everything, she's beautiful. She's just aesthetically pleasing. And we can talk about this stuff all day. What I'm saying? Like we can talk about this life. And I don't feel like I'm being judged. She doesn't feel like she's being judged. And it's just so beautiful. And those are the type of people that, like people need to cherish. Like I've really, when we talk about, females, I've talked to a whole bunch of females, right? And it's really, females that just get it. You know what I'm saying? That just like, you just click it.
Get you.
That get, you know what I'm saying? That get, just that understand like the intellectual part.
Yeah.
That's like, I can turn it on. Like I can turn it on or I can turn it way off where like, this is like, you probably think like, you know what I'm saying?
No, I feel
but it's just like depends on, that's why when people say, like, I have different sides. Yeah, I have different sides because it depends on what side you're going to show me is the side that I'm going to show you. Like, it's just like, because I feel like everybody can't act the same all the time. If I was acting goofy all the time, I wouldn't get a job. I wouldn't. If I was acting serious all the time, relationships would tarnish, things would tarnish. So it's all about, just that balance that I think is important. That's what you bring up too. Because me, like, I'm just trying to develop just purity, like potent relationships, potent stuff. And that's why, like with certain like communication things, like when you would correct me on certain things that I would do, like I would think that, because that's how I would handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have thought that was rude, but that's how I would handle it. And then I look back and I'm like, you know what? Like now I don't even like, or do any of that, like when a person is talking anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because, like it was just like so second nature that I didn't think that, a person would get offended by that. But when you sort of put yourself in people's shoes, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm starting to really get connected with people and how people think. Because I'm a human, and I wouldn't want, like, you know what I'm saying? So when people honestly think of, like, the basic moral codes of the world, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, live like you can die tomorrow. Like, people say that, but people don't actually do it.
Yes.
You know, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. No,
so it's just that kind of stuff. Like, what do you think about that?
No, I totally agree. And it's just, when you kept talking, it's like that owning it.
Right.
Owning it, man. Owning it. Like, when do you think someone truly owns it? Do you ever feel like we ever truly own it?
Own what?
Or it's like, just own who we are. Own who we are. Or is it an ever working thing? You know, because I mean, I can go out there, I'm starting to just test myself. I put myself through tests. You know, so if I'm weightlifting, I'm like, let me just, you know, just see what I can do just without being afraid or of how, what people around me are thinking, or peeking their eyes up. You know, if you make that sound, people's eyes like, who's that goofy dude?
Right.
You know, people get, you know, but if you can't even do that, how are you supposed to do other things? How are you supposed to be yourself? Right? How are you supposed to just really own yourself if you can't even do the things that you do at home, or if you can't do the
and
things
you bring up
that
a great point
do?
because, you know, I was reading some stuff and I was watching some videos. Over 95% of the world are just doing what everybody else is doing, right? And if 95% of people don't know who they are, then that's crazy, right? So when schools teach us, like, hey, this is the way that, or just people in your life, this is the way that you should talk, this is the way that you should walk, this is the way, but that person is, you know what I'm saying, not 95%. There's only a few percentage of the world that are operating on an uncontrolled, an unprogrammed system. And that's something that I'm trying to work on. Like, anything that if I was conditioned to, you know, always do something, like always, you know, eat like a certain food or not eat something, like, you know, I'm starting to remind myself that, no, like, try something new, like, every day. Like, if it's not something that I'm used to doing, or if it's not something that I'm used to, like, you know, getting involved in, I'm just going to do it. Like, first instinct. Like, if I have to second guess it, I'm going to spank myself and I'm going to say I'm doing it. Like, if I have to second guess and be like, I don't, then I got to go do it, because that's the only way I'm going to.
Bring up a scenario that you've done.
So, like, just like, you know, if I'm like to, you know, imagine if I'm having like a corporate dinner, right? And I'm
No. Bring up a recent one. Because it's an everyday thing. It's not like you do it one day and it's like, oh, I'm good, I'm set.
Well, it could just be something as simple as, you know,
because you do it all the time with us too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, just like, probably just like, maybe I just bring up something simple because I don't know when maybe in the past I've done this, but maybe, like, you know, I didn't feel comfortable going to a party just because I didn't know who was going to be there, right? That's a scenario that anybody can, or didn't feel comfortable, like, going to an event that if you don't know, like, a person, you feel out of place, right? So if I'm like second guessing and like, oh, like, I don't know what's going to happen, and I'm thinking about all these different things, then I got to give myself a consequence, and I got to tell I got to do it. I don't care if it hurts. I don't care if I'm sweating. I don't care if I'm like...
Bro, that's kind of funny you say that, because back in college, right, we used to have this bar called Mother's. And, you know, I'm just going to say it. We as black people, we like to be standoffish, you know, in the back.
Right.
And just, I don't know what we're doing in the back.
Right,
just observing or something. So I used to do that. And I realized, like, man, this stuff is boring. Like, there's some beautiful girls here, but why am I sitting in the back? Just because they playing country music.
It's that program.
Why am I sitting in the back? Just because I don't like the music.
It's that program.
And one thing I did, right? One thing I started to change is like, you know what? I'm going to start learning how to dance to this country music the way I want to. You know, and they going to vibe to it.
I tell my boys, adapt.
And it changed my whole experience there.
Yeah.
It changed my whole experience there to the point where when I walked in, they're like, hey, see, bro, you going to start dancing.
And, like, I'm happy that you said it, because you are the person that has to take control. Like, you're like, if you want to be sad and don't have fun, you can be sad and don't have fun. If a person doesn't, like, you're in charge of how you feel, of your emotions. That's why, like, right now, like, I don't let people, you know what I'm saying, try to change my moods, like, try to change my emotions, because that's me.
Yeah.
You know, and if people are so easily can, like, tilt you, then that's an issue. You know, and that's something that I had to learn. If you can, like, walk into a room and, like, a person can just, like, say something and that can easily, like, mess up your whole day, then you have a rude awakening for your rest of your life. For your life. So you have to, like, zap that now. Like, just having that, like, you know, like that, like, okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I you know,
like,
something to help myself. I get people stupid look. I'm like, okay.
It's just because like I've come up with like so many things to like deal with people, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, but all those things is how I would normally react. Like I feel like those things that I'm coming up with is me. You know, people now, like even people on my track team, like they even ask me, you know, like, you know, because I always come up with new things. Like I used to, like if anybody was saying something dumb, I used to just go, oh,
don't release your secrets.
Yeah, or like just easy stuff like that. That like people think it's dumb at the moment, and then they start doing it, and then like you know, but like then they start doing it. So it's like just coming up with that certain stuff. But like that's generally how I handle shit, like stuff. Like I come up with little things to handle certain, you know, because that's me. So it's like, you know, but what do you think about that?
No, because I see you do that, man. That's why I'm telling you, don't release your secrets, bro.
Yeah.
But, I mean, that all ties into just believing in yourself, man.
Right.
So what do you think, like, 3 points people need to understand? We've been through it, we're going through it, we're working on it, but I feel like we can say we're better than most in our age, you know, in our age category, you know, at least we're trying to be.
Yeah.
So what are 3 points? You know, I give one, you give one, we come to consistency on the third one.
Like I said before,
what was your first one?
I'm going to just say, like, don't fall into the controlled program conditioning of the world. Like, once you start, like, believing that since it's been like this 50 plus years, like, I got to, like, live like this and I got to believe in certain things just because people have told me, then that's where you're going to lose. I feel like once you turn off your brain and really just go with your heart, then that's when you're going to really start believing and finding out who you are.
I feel that. Ooh, I got you. Number 2, I would say own it.
Yeah.
Own it, man. Put yourselves in situations where you can put yourselves through tests. You know, people always like to brag about their GPAs and your grade. Okay. If you really want to do that, what grade you getting out here then?
Right.
All right? Laugh out here randomly. Laugh how you would laugh out here randomly.
Right.
What grade you going to get?
Right.
So own it. Own it. If you want to dance in the weight room, something what I do, I like to dance, man. If I hear music, why am I just listening to music and then just sitting there and then lifting weights? Nah, I'm about to just do some moves. Not saying I'm all around the weight room, just hey.
That's what somebody does on does on my team. But
you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do something because I'm there for me at the end of the day. Okay, so if I want to dance, I'm gonna dance.
Right.
I don't care if it does look stupid. If you're gonna tell me it looks stupid, I'm even gonna do it more just so you get a feeling that this is what you're gonna get when you're around me. So you better straighten up.
I love it.
Okay, so own up, put yourself through tests.
Yeah.
Okay, test yourself. Yeah. Grade yourself. What grades are you getting out here? I'm trying to get A+. I'm trying to get a 4.0. Okay, so own it.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think we could come up for a third one? We gotta give the people.
We gotta give them a third point, man.
Man, we went through so much, man. We went through so much deep stuff.
It's just like simple stuff that people have been saying for decades. It's just like, don't care what people, you know what I'm saying, think. Like that's, even though like that's like something that's been getting old, people need to actually do it. You know what I'm saying? Actually do it.
Yeah.
It's like when you walk through a store, don't care who's staring at you. Like when you walk in a park, don't care who's staring at you. Just vibe. You know what I'm saying? Just vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like don't care about what people's going on. Like just do you. You know what I'm saying? And you'll find out a lot of things good happen when you do that. Right?
Good happen, Blake. All right. This is the Off the Track series, behind the scenes, man, with my brother Octavian Wells. We're going to be bringing more to you, man. Where can they look you up at? Man. I know you got some new stuff coming on, man. Give people a little insight, just a little insight on what you've been working on. I got a lot. Where they can find you at, bro?
Going on. You can follow me on Instagram at Tavian Wells. Follow me on Twitter at Tavian Wells. And then, I'm going to be having my own radio show. I had like 4 sets. Last semester it was on Mondays from 12 to 2. That might change, so just be looking forward to just a lot of different stuff going on. Yep.
I feel it. And just to recap, man, own it, do it, stop following the normal system. We're gonna be hitting you more. All right, peace.
Yes, sir.
Peace and peace. Be yourself. Catch you guys later, man.
Warning. Please ignore my microphone quality on my end.